A West Texas school district is considering suing the state over how it calculates part of a public school funding.
Yeah, Midland ISD's school board members will vote tonight on whether to move forward with the lawsuit that argues recapture, also known as Robinhood, is unconstitutional. KVUE's Daniel Perot is here. And Daniel, this lawsuit could really impact districts all across the state.
That's right. Recapture is a major part of the state's public school finance system. The state takes money from the property wealthy districts like Austin ISD to subsidize the property poor districts like La Jolla ISD on the border. Tonight, school board members in Midland will vote on whether to push forward with a lawsuit that would ask a judge here in Travis County to declare that program unconstitutional and not enforceable. A potential legal battle is brewing over school finance and recapture, which says if a district brings in too much property tax revenue, it has to give some of the taxes it collects to poor districts. The idea is to ensure equitable public education funding across the state.
We want kids in Perryton and Beaumont and all the way down in the valley and all the way over to El Paso to have equal amounts of funding, regardless of where they live, regardless of who their parents are.
A draft lawsuit from Midland ISD described it this way. The district says it's forced to adopt a rate calculated by the state or face a reduction in state funding. $83 million of the roughly $313 million the district collects goes back to the state.
Recapture only happens at the point that the state formulas that everyone has voted on and the legislature has passed and approved of. So recapture only happens at the point where we say this is how much money you need for your students.
The district says state formulas tie its hands in how it can spend the rest of the tax revenue, which they believe amounts to a state property tax, which is not legal in Texas.
There's no district in this state that, let's say the formulas say they need $10,000 a student, and because of recapture, they're only getting $5,000 a student.
In fiscal year 2026, the TEA says revenue from recapture was $2.57 billion, a 55% increase from 2016. Austin ISD pays more than any other district. Last year, its total was more than triple what the next closest district paid. Next school year, Austin ISD leaders estimate they'll spend $630 million of their anticipated $1.48 billion revenue. In recent years, some of the bigger districts have cited recapture as a factor that's forced them to choose between cutting staff and services or asking voters for a property tax increase.
Sometimes districts have opted into decisions that have led them to increase their recapture amount. So if you take, for instance, there are some districts that are levying what's called pennies of taxation, that because they're levying those pennies, they're having to also pay recapture and therefore going other things that could increase their overall school funding.
Several districts have openly expressed frustration with the status quo, but they've not yet said if they will join on Midland ISD's lawsuit. That's again, though, if board members vote to move forward with it tonight. In the studio, Daniel Perot, KVUE News.